because Dan was so good, and yeah, although our episodes are shorter, there was so much to unpack, right? And so I know that, and I see you smiling, Eric. You're like, oh no, I'm not done. I got one more, right?
I do.
What do you have for me? I know, because I had another one too. So go ahead.
This is one of the beautiful things I think in Dan is you can hear his teacher heart come out, and this turning mistakes into what if moments.
Ooh.
So many times in the classroom, students are set up where they're asked a question and there's a right or a wrong.
Yes.
And yes, in a certain context, that's true, but there's a deeper purpose to that kind of engagement. And we miss certain opportunities when we just treat it as right and wrong as the pinnacle of all things. And so turning these situations, like one of the things he said was a student gave a wrong answer and he said, that's the right answer to a different question. So it's still like,
no, what a
right?
nice reframe, right?
It is
a beautiful reframe.
And you're honoring the risk taking that student did. You're honoring their thinking. Even if students are wrong in their answer, but you see the logic. Taking a step back and look at, I see how you arrived there. And I'm gonna tell you one thing that I do. And this is like, I don't know if this is like child psychology type of thing, but I found like this to be really, really valuable. When a student does something that really stands out like that, I'll often praise them on it the next day when they start class. And here's why. Mm-hmm. So if I praise them in the moment or at the end of class, then they've gone and maybe that energy is in them, but it's going on to the next class period. Like I've lost that. Like they're right. Going somewhere else and maybe they feel good. But when I do it the next day in the morning, I'll pull them aside. I actually did this yesterday and I said, hey, yesterday you were sitting next to a student and you were super helpful. Like I saw you explain things over and over. You were so patient. That meant a lot. And I was thinking about it last night. As a matter of fact, during our prep period, your teachers were talking about you. And we were talking about all these amazing things. Now,
how powerful.
By saying that in the beginning of class,
right?
Now you have a student showing up as their best self the entire class period, right? So it might require a Post-it to write down and remember for the next day, but leading the class with that student, especially if it's a student who's historically struggled, because now they know how you see them and they want to be their best version of themselves during those periods. And so, finding those deposits that you can make and turning those answers that might typically be wrong, reframing them so a student can still feel valued, they can still feel competent, and they're positively reinforced for wanting to participate.
Well, and what are considered mistakes are, opportunities to learn something new, right? Mm-hmm. So I just love the way he reframed it instead of, what we talked to about like that asset-based learning versus that deficit-based. So I love that. So that was great.